Welcome guys, how are you? I hope you've had all a wonderful weekend and welcome to the Flower Patch. My name's Iris Smith, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys, I hope you've had a wonderful time over the weekend. I've been busy doing the front garden and I've got a few scratches on my hands through doing the gardening from a yucca plant that's got spikes on the tips, and it kept catching my hand, has got me here. And then as I was using some tool to cut down some other things on the garden, I ended up with a blister and it popped. So it's a little sore, but hey-oh, it's a blister. Anyway, today guys, thank you for joining me again. It's wonderful to see you all here again watching my videos, which I truly appreciate. Well, today we are going to do a 14-inch grapevine wreath, and I've decided to get out the twiggy wreath instead of the willow. And this is a very fine twigs all gathered together to make the wreath. It is a bit where, you know, bits fall off because the twigs are very fine and they break. But we'll put up with that. So I'm going to make a wreath, relatively an airy wreath. I don't mind seeing any of the grapevine, and again, majority of the things that I've chosen today are airy and fine. Well, I wouldn't say fine, but just airy basically. I can't find the right words. So I've got out some of my airy fern, the thin one, not the wide one, because again I want to do an airy arrangement to show how they can look beautiful, as well as something, you know, really with big solid leaves in and things like that. So we've got out our fern. I've got out some of the grasses and took them off of the stem and placed them on single picks. I placed 2 leaves on each, and they have got a little bit of a two-tone to the colour and are dusted as well. I've got out my patchouli, I think that's how you pronounce it. I've got out some of that as well, the variegated. Again, it's airy, that's just one stem on the bunch, so it is very airy. So I've got 2 bunches out of that in case I need more. Now I got a garland about over a week ago, I think, and it was of the I think acorn or acorn leaves, and the main stem wasn't wired, so I pulled some off the garland and placed them on single picks, and they are a beautiful browny orange or rustic look. So I thought maybe for a bit of filler foliage and just to dot some around as well. Now I've got out my raven spray. I've got it in the mustard colour. I got this from C&S, the lady where I get the American ribbon. I've gone into my leftovers, and I've got some leftover from when I used another project. So I'm going to use these first, but I have brought out a fresh stem in case I need more. I've also got out some of my lotus. I think they're called lotus, I'm not sure. So I don't think I'm going to name them, even though I just have done. But I've got out some of my brown autumnal tone with the twiggy stems, long foliage, where I'd like some hanging down low as well. I've also got out, now I've got 3 of these out. I've kept the other 2 in, I haven't opened those yet. I've got, you know, a few more of those, but I've opened one to show you what they look like. And I have got these. They have got a bit of eucalyptus, and they are quite like furry, the eucalyptus, and you know, majority of it. We've got some pine cones, ferns. I'm not sure what they are, guys, but we've got some little berry clusters in white. Here's a fern as well. So I've got 3 and those out, and I'm going to place them in as they are. So we've got those. I've got out a few of my other white berries again. I've pulled them off of the, the bunch as well before I started and placed some of them on picks. And I want to incorporate and dot around some of the berries with us having the cluster berries on the picks. I've also got out, I'm not sure if I'm going to use these, but I've got out the pack of my acorns, a pack of 6, where you get 3 of the dark brown and then you get 3 of the light tan on one side going into like a green on the opposite side. So we have those. Now I've just grabbed these. I've placed some on picks before we started and some I've left. I was thinking incorporate a few of each of the colours. So I've got a white, I've got the like a champagne, and then I've got this like a orange with a corally colour effect. So we've got these wild flowers, and I've also got out some little baby, here's my cat, little baby roses in purple with some brown autumnal foliage and little tiny seeds in the centre. So I've got those out. Move that, Mum, this way. I've also got these out as backup, guys, because I'm not sure whether to put any of these in or both or just one. These have got the autumnal. I've picked out the autumnal colours, but then I've picked out these with just the white. And these are the little spiky balls, thistly balls, and I think they are just thistles. But I've got those in white as well. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use them, or if I am, which colour. And for our main purple, I got 3 out, but I think I'm only going to use 2 because we've got a bow. I've got out my velvet pumpkins. Now these are around 5.5 inches in diameter. So I've got 2 of those. The third one is here. So I did get out 3, but I think I'm going to just use 2. So we'll place those there. They're to go with the purple roses. And then finally I've done a bow where I've got 4 colours. I've got the brown for the natural, then the white because we had white on the picks, and then like a burnt orange from what we've got on the wild flowers, and then obviously for the colour of the pumpkins and the roses I got out the purple. So the brown is 1.5 inch. Oops, I've caught it. The orange is 7/8, the white is 7/8, and the purple is 5/8. So I've done 2 loops of each colour, 1 either side, but with the purple I've done 3, 2 either side and 1 in the centre. So that's what we've got for our bow. So I'm going to bring those down there. I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to get started. So one moment, guys. So let's just come in. I don't know if that's close enough. I think that may be better. I hope the weather's nice where you are, guys. It's drizzling with rain here. It's cloudy, windy and chilly. It's only, I think, 20 degrees, which may be about, I don't know, between 50 and 60, I think. So it's not warm today. Right. I'm going to start by placing in our lovely autumnal colours and add some length to it and around. I've chopped a few bits down to start with, so I don't spend most of my time chopping, because I know it's not really fun to watch, just somebody cutting away. So I've done that. But if I need any of the longer ones, I'll just chop longer pieces off. But I don't think I'd do. Oops, let me cut them. Right, I've got the hook on, so I'm going to go immediately opposite the hook, and I'm going to place one in there, and then I'll place one at the top of the hook as well, coming up. I didn't cut I've only cut a few off of one's so I'm going to do like a zigzag effect with these. And what I do one at the top, I will do at the bottom as well. I think I may need, I cut quite short pieces, so let me grab some longer ones for the outer side. Well, I've finished laying all the flooring in the house. We didn't ask for anybody to do it, you know, a professional. We did it ourselves. My husband's got a few health issues with his hands, so he couldn't really do much, so I did it. And I'm one of these, if I set my mind to something, I will get it done as soon as I can. So that it's all done now, we can relax. Have you all been busy this weekend? Have you, whoops, wrong way around. Have you had any house projects to do in the home, or, you know, decorating? I've got glue on that one. I'll wait for that to dry and then I'll peel it off. Save that. I'm wanting to do the living room, lay flooring in the new flooring in the living room as well. But I've been told just to have a rest from it all, which I'm glad that that's been suggested. So I might leave that probably till I've done my Christmas shopping, and I do tend to do my Christmas shopping around October time, so I may have a long rest from it for a while. Right, I've got these two little pieces here, and again I want to have it quite airy, this arrangement. Oops, I can't get that one in. I just want that sticking there. So we've used all the little bits I've chopped down as well. So we don't need any more of those. I have got some other bits down here, only two. I have got, in case I need bigger flowers, if I can get them out. I have got some ivy, what I have on picks for maybe filler, and I've also got the lilac colour peonies as well. What I may place in, I'm not sure, but I've got those down there. Right, because these picks I want to place in as they are, like so. Again, I want it quite airy, so let's get these in, and I'm placing one at the top. Let's just get that in a little bit more. So we've got one there. I can't remember where I got these from. I've been trying to remember. I have had them since last year, and I just can't remember where I purchased them from. I'm just opening it up and just giving it some movement. And then I want to place one in the middle as well. Let's just and then we'll place one at the opposite end to the hook at the bottom. So when you buy them like this is great because they're already done for you by placing in the foliage and everything and little different pieces. So it adds to it. If any come loose, that one isn't, but if they do, I tend to place, and I can pull them out because they are on paperback. I will pull them out and place a little bit of glue on the end and then pop them back in. Just make sure we don't get any glue string. And then we have that. It's quite big, but very airy, and it will look really, really pretty. So we're going to place in a little bit of fern. And again, these are all on single stem. So we're going to add a little bit of green. I'm just going to cut them all down at the bottom. Oops, so we'll bring one up here where the hook is and add it to where the pick is as well. So it's adding some green to it. So I'm going to do a zigzag with these as well. I just pulled a few out. I didn't really count. And I'm lifting them up as well, so I've got that movement. I want it to look a little, even though it's going to be airy, I'd like it to look full. Because there is some people who actually prefer the airy look to wreaths than having them full. I try to do all different designs for people's tastes, because we all have all different wonderful taste in things. There, so now we've added a little bit of green in colour as well. Now, I don't know, let's have a look. We may just place some of these in and around the outer side also. Oh, let me just grab a few bit of my drink, guys. I am planning on placing one pumpkin, if I turn it around, one right near the hook on the end here, and then one down there as well. If it will sit, let me just bend that up. And then one here, some around that area, and then our bow I want to place in the middle, like so. If that, I think that would look quite nice. I may have to put the pumpkins on picks. Oops, a daisy. Right, so I'm going to add with these a little bit more of a solid leaf, not too much. That's the reason I place them on picks, so they're on single again, to just keep that airy look. Let's have a look around here. I may not use them all, I just see as we go along. I think I could do with one actually here. I'm going to place one just under here. And then one at the end. I may bring one coming in at the side as well. So let me just put those there. Cut this one down. Bring that one out. So that is those in. Now I want to just attach my bow and the pumpkins, so then I can work around. Now I've got the majority of my foliage in, so our bow is going to go here. So I'm going to thread it through a weaving needle, the wire, and then get the needle through the wreath to make it easier than struggling, especially if you've got health issues with your hands. This would be easier. And I just pop it in and then bend over the wire so it doesn't come off the needle. If I can get it through, there we go. So that's through. Before I attach it, I'll just make sure it's sitting in the right place. And I've added white to the ribbon because we've got white on some of the floral and foliage. So I'm just going to now twist it at the back. And then let's just cut some of the excess. Oops, I missed it. There we go. And then I will turn over the wire and place it back inside the wreath. I just see a little bit of a stem popping through, so I'm going to just cut the head off of that. So right, so there is our bow. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the tail ends. I do like to have long tail ends to start with, in case I decide I've got them long enough, because if I had them short and then I wanted them long, it'd be, you know, too late. So I don't know whether to meet up with the pumpkin or just take it and have it like that there, so it's got a little bit more showing instead. I'll decide as we go along. Right, the pumpkins. Now let's just take the tags off. Right, I'm going to, I want it to be seen, I don't want it to be hidden. So I want it to be up quite a bit like so. So I may have to get a stronger pick. Yeah, I'm doing a video. Okay. Have you hung it on the thing?
Yeah.
Right. You done your room? Well done. Okie dokie. Oh, Brandon.
Yeah.
Would you like making your mum a nice one of your delicious cup of coffees, please? Thank you. Oops, place that there. That's my son who's autistic, guys. It's his day off of work and I've had to have a few home truths with him at the weekend to tell him a few things that he's not doing and he needs to. So far, so good with it. We did go grocery shopping because he does moan a lot, guys. He does moan, and you all know if you're around, you know, I'm just a normal family woman, and you know when you've got children and especially adults and all they do is moan, it does get you down, and that's what it started doing with me. So I had to sit him down and just give him a few home truths, adult truths. We all have issues, guys, family issues with our children, or maybe, I don't know, aunt, uncle, sister, what, you know, whichever. Right, we've got the stalk going off to the right, so I might have this one going off to the left. I'm just looking where I want to place it. I don't want it flat. I want it sort of like at an angle, lifted. So then by doing that, it tells me where I need to place the pick. So I've put a bit of glue on these picks and placed it inside because it is polystyrene. And then now I'll place some glue on the end. I can get it on. And I'm going to, let's have a look where I've placed it. Let me turn it around, I've got it the wrong way. Place a bit more glue on it. So I want it there. It's going to flop because it is.
There you go.
Thank you. So I may have to just get a wire and hold it down. So I would just place the wire through, over the stem, put through the grapevine. Oops, the daisy. Like that. I'm going to twist it at the back just a couple of times because it's not really holding very well. Let me just twist it a little tighter. And then I'm going to come back and then twist it on the inside. I'm going to use my flat nose pliers so it will get a tighter grip. push the remaining of the wire inside. So I don't know if that one's doing it. Right, so we've got those sticking more upright, so they make it look fuller. Let's have a look. Just lifting this pick a little bit. So it's not hidden too much. Let's do the same with this one. So what did I order here? So with these, I may bring these on around here. Do I place in some of our leftovers of the raven? I've got this in like a purpley pink as well. I could have used that, but I wanted to just add a bit of like mustard colour in. I think I'll bring some of the bigger clustered stems on the outer side. Oops, one's just fell off, so let's glue that back on. There we go. Place one in the middle on the outside as well. And then one down around here. I think that's just slightly in the wrong position. I've just pulled another one off. Oh my goodness. Let's glue that on. So we've got one there. I've got one here that I may bring. I'll have to sort this pumpkin out in the centre as well. I've done it again, pulled off one. I'll cut this one a little bit shorter. We'll go under here where our bow is. Right, let's sort this pumpkin out. It's doing the same. Right, what did I do? Oh, it's here. Let's get another floral wire. I'm not going to, I don't think, let's have a look. Oh, I might. Oh, Marley, get out. Get out that box. Oh gosh, my cat's going in a box where there's somebody's order. Get out. Marley. Out. One moment, guys. Get out. I'm going to have to move that because he will go in it and it's got somebody's order in. Sorry about that, guys. My cats, I don't know about anybody if you've got a cat, absolutely loves cardboard boxes. It's like they can't seem to get enough. No, no. I will take you inside, young man. You're not going in that box. So the only thing he'll do, guys, he'll go in it and go to sleep. Let's just pop that wire in. There, I've got more control. Right, and I've got some of the Raven on single picks where I've pulled some off when I did the last, used them as the last project and not used all of them. So we will dot a few of those around on top. Got still don't know what I'm going to do with the tail ends, but it'll come as we go along. I won't worry over it. Got one left. I may bring, let's see, one. I could bring that here. So I'm going to have it on this side of the bow on top. In between a couple of the loops. Right, so we've got the Raven, so I don't need the other stem. So we'll place that over there. So again, it's still lovely and airy, which is fabulous. It's the look that we're going for, the airiness. I may add those in, I don't know. What else have we got? We've got the flowers. Now, let's get some of this patchouli in. Let's just pull out one bunch to start with. And you do get 1, 2, 7 stems on this bunch. Just grab 5. We'll probably use, yeah, we'll just use all 7. Then I won't have to place the last 2 pieces in my leftover box. So they're very straight, the stem. So for all you new beginners, when you get the straight stems, I always just say, just bend them to the right, to the left, back to the right. So you've got like an S shape on the stem, just to give it a bit more, you know, to open it up and more of a natural look. So I'm going to bring these in here. To start with, to add that little bit of a greenery and, you know, variegated colour. I think I'm going to put one behind the pumpkin as well here, just to give some greenery along with it. Let's place one under here as well. So I've got 2 left. So I may bring these on the outer side around the bow on the centre, or excuse me. No, I'm going to bring them, I think, here. Where I place these on the ends here, just after them. So they're on the outer side, or do I? No, we'll place them there. So I don't need the other bunch. So we're going to go under here. And then I should do one at the top as well, just under around this area. Oops, it's not gone in. Let me just... So we've got that at the moment. I don't know if you can see, so I'll place it this way. So that's what we've got at the moment, and that's it. If I place it that way. So I'm thinking I will add in some of these grasses and the flowers. Let's just have a look at the flowers. I don't know how many I've got out. 1, 2, 7. Let's place in these first. I don't want to put one right next to the pumpkin with it being the same colour. So I'm going to go in, well, just a little bit further. I'm not having them where they are quite short. I want them, you know, sticking up. So I'm bending them upwards. Let's get this plastic off. We'll start on the top first. I'll put one here as well. Let's just bend it. Oh, let me get the plastic off. I've got to think about the plastic, guys. What's on the bottom when you cut them off. It's not an error. It's just the way they're made. So I may have to bring some underneath. I'm going to bring one in the center. So let's cut this one down a little bit. And we'll bring this in the center as well. So we've got like a triangle with those. I've got 4 left of them, so I may have to just bring some on the outside. Bring some of the colour purple on the outside, so it's not just all on the top. And this is just to balance the colour. You may not see them as much. Bring another one there. Let's have a look. And then our last one down here, near this end. Right, so we've got the colour purple around the edge as well. So let's just see with these. Oops, I've just dropped some grass. Oh, I quite like the white. I think I'm going to place in the white. Pick this grass up. But then we've got the berries. I do like these though, guys. I could have these on the inside and the berries on the outside. I may do that. So let's have these smaller. I can get the band off. Place them there. Let's just cut them short. Bring this on the end. So we've got something around the pumpkin. And it's quite got a lot of movement, so it is quite floppy, the actual if I get one. These stems here, I've not got no wire in, it's just this main stem, so these are really floppy, which is great for movement. Let's just cut. Place one in around here. Just add that white, like a wild, natural autumn, where it's everything's going wild and off on its own. Place that in there with the bow. I'm cutting these really short because I don't want any length on them. Oh, that one's only got one on. I don't know why that is. Can't I place these two on picks? I may have to. I'll put it on this stem instead. And join them up. And then bring this one, if I can, where this pumpkin is. As well. So I'm not going to place any more of those on, so we don't need the rest. We've got our flowers and our berries. I don't know about the acorns still. I keep looking at these. You get them in a pack of 6. So let's just have a look. I can get them off. I think that's a bit too dark. No, they don't look right. So you could have some pine cones, or you could have some lotus head. Right, so now I'm going to place in, I think, our grasses. Let's take these off the band as well. Let's start with, oh, my coffee. Oops. So again, I want to like bring these in and around like here. So let's get one in. Right, let me just stand above so I can see what I want to do with the tail ends. Let's weave that through. I started with the natural, then the orange, white, and then the purple. You may do that. Or do I? In fact, I think I may chop it and have smaller tail ends on this occasion. So I'm going to chop them around here. Like so. So I've just got short tail ends instead of the longer ones on this occasion today. So we've done that. So let's start adding in the rest of these grasses. So we've added one there, so there's a gap here, so I'll bring one here as well. Oops. I'm going to go and bring one coming inwards. In the centre, because there's just all browns. We want a bit of green. So we'll add that there as well. Just so then it all blends going around. So we've got those three. So I may bring, do I bring one around here? Twist them so they're all facing the front. Yeah, put one there. Just underneath the pumpkin on the inside. Go a little bit further down with it. Do the same up above. And I've got one left. I'll bring it here where the bow is, so then I've made like a diamond shape with the grasses around the bow. Well, I say I've got one left. I've got 3 of the just green, plain green. These are got, this one has got 2-tone, but the other 3 are just green. So we'll bring one, if I can. Let's have a look. In there as well. So the green ones I will bring on the outside. I will go 1. Let's have a look. Or do I just need 2? Bring those here. That's 1. Fill that bit up there. I could just place this one in somewhere random. There's a gap here, so I may use just this last one and place it in randomly. There. So we've used all of our grass. And as you can see, if I lift it up this way, it looks very airy and quite, you know, just wild autumn foliage, all starting to go thin instead of or fall in the period of lovely summertime. Now I've got these, I wanted to add in different colours, and then white. It's not white, no. Where's the white gone? Here. So I've got them in 3 different colours. I've got the like burnt orange, I've got, oops, fell off. I've got the like champagne, and then I've got the white, or it may be cream colour, but they all go together beautifully. So I'm thinking of dotting those in different colours around. Now I've just noticed some smaller ones in the white that I could use on the outside, or I do have some oddments of picks in here in the white. So I could dot those in and around. So let's start just adding the white to start with. Let's cut these down as well. And I'm just placing one here, one there, So then if I decide to place one just here, then I will place one just here. I may bring one in between the bow. So let's just move the ribbon, the loops out the way, and then weave it through. So it looks like it's just slightly in with the ribbon. Do I need any white on the outside? Yeah, we're going to add some on the outside of the white. So we're going to start right at the bottom here. Bring that there. We'll bring one right under here as well. Oops, I've got a glue string. There. Bring one where the rose is. On the outside. The one where this rose is on this outside here as well. Then I'm going to go and incorporate this one around this where the bow is on the outside. So that's the white in. So we don't need no more of our white. Gosh, it's hard to tell what's white and what isn't. They look very much alike. Oh, I've just found a few little pieces on the champagne. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got another one. Oh, 5. Oh yes. Right. We've got now, and I'm going to cut these. I may place these on picks as well. So let's pull the hairs. The foliage on this isn't brilliant, but the flowers are beautiful. So I'm not going to use the foliage. So that's one. So then by having all 3 colours in, it will blend in really, really pretty. Oops, I put a bit too much glue on that. And then our last one. So let me move that's white. So we don't want the white. Oh, I haven't found another one. Found another one. This is super. So let's I'm just separating so I can see. I haven't got any ornaments in the dark colour. No, I've not got more ornaments in the champagne either, apart from these. There's a couple here, so let's just get those on picks as well. We may as well use them. I brought these in abundance when I first spotted them, I think some point last year. I just couldn't get enough of them. So we're going to cut these 3 shorter in this colour. So where I've gone here, I'm just going to, let me just get that glue string, slightly come and just incorporate that colour down here and there. So I've gone there with that. So I may just bring that one in here. You don't have to place them, when I've taught people, you don't have to place them exactly in the same place. I'll bring one in here. I just tend to put them similar area, if not in, you know, if it's not in the same place, it's around that area. Right, how many I've got? 4 big ones. So let's bring one under here where there's a little bit of a gap there. Do the same around this area. I've just seen a couple of stems that I've gone through. That one's the fern, so let me just pull that out and replace it. I'm going to just trim it off a little bit. And then just reposition it. Just get that there. I mean, the heads are not sticking out massively. It's, I'd say about a couple of mil, but that couple of mil can still, you know, catch on your door. I just want to make sure there's no more. Let's have a look. What's that? Oh gosh, that I can barely get that. But let's give it a go. Oh gosh. This one I haven't even glued it in properly. Right, so that is all of those sorted. So where did I get to? I placed one. I can't remember now. Oh, there. So I'm going to put one here. then I'll bring one here. So that's those in that colour. So if I keep the colours together that I've done. Right, now the dark colour. And then it'll be our berries, and then that will be us done. I don't want to, I may place these on picks as well. Let's pull them off. I'll save the stem in case I may need to use it. For another, you know, flower head or something. And again, just by adding this colour now, we'll give it different contrast to the very lighter ones. And it's just by, you know, you don't have to add in lots of florals with things like this arrangement, this design. It's all about finding all those airy pieces, you know, twiggy bits, very, you know, your thin fern, you know, your foliage that's airy as well, you know, like the grasses and things, you know, with little spiky bits. And then, you know, I've got the foliage. What we're placed in first is very airy. The leaves are not all close together. They're spread out along the stem. So that gives it that airy feeling as well. And then with the picks here, what we placed in as well. So that gives it all that. And then obviously these wildflowers, they're very airy. They, you know, they're not as there might be as a small cluster, but they're not thick stemmed with foliage all up the stem of the flower. The only solid, really solid leaf that we've used is the acorn. That's really what's big in the foliage. So how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. So we'll put 4 on the top and have the other 4 around the side. So we'll cut those shorter. So again, now by adding a different colour, and I'm bringing them around each other, so you've got the different colours of the same flower mixed in together. Let's have a look. I think I need something here, and I can't make my mind up what I need. We may need another one of these, or let's have a look. Yeah, I think we do. Let's just cut one off as well. It just looks a little bit empty on this end. I'll cut it down a little bit. We need green in colour around here. There we go. think, I don't know, do I need another fern there? Let me just pull off another fern off the bunch. Picks. And just by recognising that I needed something else, it doesn't harm you putting an extra piece of foliage in or floral. And again, and I feel I need some raven as well. A bit of the mustard colour to balance this out. That's all I'm doing. So I can, you know, you can get an idea of how I balance it out. I think I just need a small piece. Because that's quite full here. And it's not as full down here. There we go. Something a little bit more bushy. So that looks lovely there. So let's carry on. So we've got two there. So I'm going to bring these two in. One here and one here. Again, bringing the same flower around each other, but they are different colours. Right, so that's on there. So I've got these to go on the outer side. So I've got 4. So with us having just like lots of neutral tones around here, we'll bring in something slightly a little darker to sit underneath. Let's just bend that a little bit this way. There we go. Excuse me. And then one. Let's have a look. Got one here. And again, you could bring the same floral on the outer side. Again, like I have on top, with it being the same floral but different colours. It doesn't look out of place. So that's that one. So far we have got that. If I turn it this way as well, that's what we have. Doesn't that look pretty? So, do I place in a cluster? No, I don't think so. I've got some on single picks. Yeah, I'm going to dot out around the single picks. I do place them when I buy them on single picks, so many of them. So they're already, you know, ready for when I need to use them as single picks. Saves me a bit of time. I don't spend a day doing things like this. It's when the order arrives at my home address, then as soon as I start unpacking the things that I don't need to place on picks or I don't wish to, then I will just, you know, put away in the buckets. But things I'd like just to place on little picks, I keep out and then just pull a few off. What I don't mean I pull lots and lots off, I just pull a few off. Maybe it could be just one bunch, and then the rest will go. I'll place them with the others and put them in the buckets then. Together. So then when I want to use them, I've got a few. Did I place on here? Then I've got a few ready on the single picks, which then saves me time. If that makes sense. So I don't want big clusters again. I'm keep trying to, you know, keep within the theme of what we're doing with the airy foliage. Bring one up here. Now let me just see what's down here that I haven't got here. And I know what it is straight away. It's some more of that raven. I've got it at that end, but not right at the end where the pumpkin is here. Again, because it's with the pumpkin leaning on it, it's making them look a bit flat. So I think to place some of that colour there, it will bring, oh, let me cut this one down, it will bring that in and fluff it, make it a little bit more fluffed up. We'll bring in a berry in the centre as well. So, do I use a big piece? I think this smaller piece will be okay. Just to add there. I'm trying to look what else I've got there. And I think add in another one of these as well. So it's just basically looking and seeing that that's really full there and around the outer side. This one isn't as full. So just again adding bits to fill it up. Make it more full and give it a bit more volume. So that makes it look better. So I'm not going to place any more of those in now. And I'm not going to be bringing any more of the floral. I think that's plenty. You can still see your pumpkins. So let's place those there. Now I do have these left. There are only 2 of them. I may bring one under here And the other one maybe out here. Let's just turn it around so I can get a better view. Yeah, because that's got it there. So let's use these last two up. I don't want to overload, so let me just cut this one down and see how this looks. Because I have got that there, so we'll push this in a little bit further. If I can get it in, guys. There. Bring the raven into it. And some of our other foliage as well. Get that coming in. Let me reposition this fern so it's a little bit more within it, a bit higher up. There we have it. Right, so that is it all complete. And I mean, if you didn't want a bow, you could add a third, which does look pretty, a third pumpkin into it as well. I could have done that, but that, I don't know now. I quite like the look of that third pumpkin. Oh gosh, guys, what am I like? Oh, it does look nice, doesn't it? Oh, I can't help myself. You know, when, again, I'm only human, when I start doing things, I think because that looks full there and it's not as full there because of the thin bow. I could move the bow over to that side. Oh, let's give it a go, guys. In for a penny, in for a pound. I think it will pleasantly surprise. It will look really nice. So I'm going to chop this bow out. So you could place that there instead. And reposition the bow and have it standing by itself. So let's cut an angle and have that's just sitting there, or bring the stalk facing a different direction to the others and have that there. I think that would look much better. So that needs to be more central. Wipe off any glue. So then we may have to just top it up with a bit of foliage around the pumpkin. So let's... Do you get these ideas, guys, where you change your mind about things? Yeah, I'm more happy about that. So around here I just need to top up with a bit of foliage. Where's that grass? I forgot to get any more out. Let's get another bunch. So I could add in some of that. Maybe, here's the garland that I got with the oak. I could pull off a few of those. We've got the raven there, so that's okay. A bit of that. We'll just get these out for now. So let's pull off a couple of the oak to start with. So I guess this is also shows you what to do if you've changed your mind about something that you've created. You know how I've just changed my mind and decided to move the bow. Again, I don't have to place the bow back in. I could just place it on the other side as its own little piece of decor. And place it by itself as well. Usually I don't, but I think because there's a lot of things going off around there, it may look nice by itself. So let's place, no Marley, get out, some of that there. And on this side as well. Got that. Let's place let's just cut one bunch, one stem, should I say, and place them on single. So I'm just pulling these off, guys, and putting them on a single pick each. And just filling up where I need. Try to place one there. Excuse me. And then I'll put another one here. And then I'll put another one on this side. I think that rose needs to be moved as well. We'll bring the rose here. that off. Add that in there and one here as well. And again, this is just to fill in where we've taken out our bow. There, so we don't need those. We don't need the acorn leaves. Now I could place in smaller pieces of this. If I cut one off and then cut it in half and put one in here. Let's just bring that through. Just add that in as well. To lift up our so we don't need any more of those. And I'm going to get one of these and cut this into bits as well, so we don't need that and we don't need that. So I could place, there's 3 here, so I'll put 3 on picks. Again, I can't get that one in. Oops, I think a bit of the stem is trapped inside. Yeah, I wonder if I can do it with the thinnest part of the stem. Oh yes, there we go. Oh, I thought I'd snapped a leaf off, it's just dropped off. So place a bit of glue on that, pop it back on. There we go. So now I've got the 3 picks that I've just created. And I'm going to bring that there. That one there. And I may bring this one slightly coming outwards. Do I do it on the inside? I may do it on the inside actually. I don't like that fern being there, it's not sitting on right, so let's pull that out, shorten the stem and place it Right, so we've done that with the pumpkin now. We've changed our mind. So now with the bow, I could just sit that here and just add it as a bit of plain decor, you know, by itself. I have made it, so I may as well. So what I'm going to do is cut the wire that is still attached, pull that out and press this really far down so I can push this underneath through the cable tie with any luck. There we go. Twist it. And then open it up. Do I have that there? Not there. Yeah. And then we can attach it. So we'll do just the same how we would normally attach the bow. But this time I'm going to do it right opposite the centre pumpkin. So this time it will be by itself without any foliage incorporated around it. So this is another idea that you can do. If you change your mind like I did. So we'll twist it. Just cut a little bit of the excess off. Then bend it over and push it back inside the wreath. So there we have it. So let me just move these out of the way. And then just get it how you'd like it to sit. I think that looks really pretty actually, how it's sat by itself. So I quite like that idea. I'm glad I've changed my mind, guys. So that is our project done for today. Using airy foliage on floral and adding pumpkins as a solid piece and just the acorn leaves as a solid piece, but they're not big leaves, so I didn't want to incorporate big solid leaves. So let's just check if there's any stems. Oh, there's one little one there, a little head popping, and I've got to get that out if I can. Crikey, barely got it. So let's just add that onto our easel. Let's bring the easel back a little bit. Right, I'll bring the camera up and then I'll just tidy my area. So let's just come back with it. I think I need to stand over here with it. So let me just clean up all the mess that I've created. Tools out of the way. I need to wipe my workbench down. Before I start my next job today. Oh, Molly's brought all footprints in on my workbench from the rain. Right, so that is our project for today, where we've created beautiful purple and really striking purple pumpkins. I've just added in some little spray roses in the purple, and then we have the purple in the bow. That is all in purple. I didn't want to overload it with purple because I wanted the pumpkins to be the center, you know, focal point. So, and then the bow, I could have really, I think I would have been better if I added in a thicker bow, with these being quite big. But again, after we finished, I decided to change my mind, pull it out, put the third pumpkin in, move the thin, you know, small bow over to the opposite side so it's by itself, and it still looks pretty. And then adding in just some, hi hun, adding in some picks, all, you know, wispy and twiggy foliage. You know, grab them if you've got them in, you know, in your stock or your stash. The thin ferns as well, because the ferns are airy. And then obviously I've got these raven. They're a mustard colour, but they add to the autumnal look. And I brought in the patchouli. It's only thin, it's small, it doesn't stand out too much, and with it being variegated as well, it just adds, you know, a little bit of extra green in. And with us having the grasses as well, spiky, so they're airy as well, they've got lots of movement. And then our little florals, our wildflower, where they've got no green foliage on the little stems, so they're airy also and wispy. And just these little thistles as well, they're just little tiny ones with the small little bits of foliage will go with it. And on these we have let me just move that one out of the way. We have the pine cones, the cluster berries, these twiggy bits as well that add to it. And with it being like a neutral colour, you know, that look with tones of browns in, that looks really nice. And I wanted to add in like the rustic orange or burnt orange effect with the arrangement. When I got these out, I knew what colour I needed to go with them, because some of the foliage on here has got a hint of or a tone of brown in them. And then just little tiny white berries I dotted about as well. And then our lovely foliage here again on twiggy bits, as you can see. So they're also airy. So basically what I created and what I wanted to create was an airy wreath without any or big leaves or solid big leaves. I've chosen the small, just one small solid leaf, and that's the acorn. That is it. The rest is all airy and wispy. So if you can have got things like that hanging about in your leftover buckets or in your oddments buckets, dish them out, guys, and try and give it a go by creating yourself just an autumn wispy and airy arrangement, which would look really pretty and natural, you know, and then just add a pop of colour that will, you know, make it stand out. This would sit on your door, it would be noticed, they would notice the purple, so they would glance and look, and then obviously the neutral tones around it. So I think I really quite like that. I do like twiggy bits and wispy bits anyway, guys. I'm a fan of it, so why not? So if you feel, which I feel you can, that you've got things like that hanging about and you want to give it a go, give it a go. Even if you use the autumnal colours, but then you want a different colour of pumpkins or anything, like, you know, you could have creams in, or you could have pinks in, or blacks, anything like that, or reds, you know, just to go with it. So that would look really pretty, and you know, it would, and just adding a little bit of like a mustard colour with it as well. Or you could have a gold pumpkin instead, or a silver one. It's your choice, guys. Or even blue, the dusky blue. You know, you could use those inside it as well, and that would look really, really nice. So please subscribe, share and like. Bring everybody along, guys, you know, to watch the videos, enjoy, to hopefully give you some inspiration and ideas of colours, designs, and what, you know, different types of designs, you know, like this, wispy or compact or really full, things like that. You know, seasonal, you know, creations as well, that would inspire you to just sit there and think, I can do that, which I no doubt you can, and enjoy it, guys, and just have fun. So again, just please press that subscribe button, bring everybody along to watch, and even if they don't create, just to, you know, enjoy watching. So have a wonderful time, guys, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care, God bless, and I'll see you tomorrow. And I love you all, and keep your comments coming. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Right, so let's have a close-up, guys. I would have been finished earlier if it wasn't for me changing my mind. But hey-ho, it's all been done for the better. I think I've pressed that button. Have I? Oh, maybe. Have I not? I can't tell. Well, there's the beautiful pumpkins, guys. In really rich, beautiful, vibrant purple. There's our bow, you know, in the small bow that we changed and popped over to the opposite side. There's our acorn leaves. We've got our raven here. I think I may have popped it. One moment, guys. Let me just brighten it up, and then there. There's our raven. There's our acorn. Our fern in the background. These are our picks. As you can see, they're all furry, look, guys. And that's on everything apart from, oh, mind you, know, the berries have even got it. I don't know if it'll zoom. Can you see, guys, the fur on the berries? So that's those. We've got our wildflower in the champagne. Then we've got the white one here. And then we've got the rustic colour there. Then we've got our little baby thistles as well. Our wonderful, wonderful autumn foliage. And our small leaf patchouli as well. And our lovely dusted grasses with a bit of two-tone colour to them. And then our little spray roses in the same colour. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I hope you're going to give it a go. at a wispy design and airy, and I hope you have lots of fun. So take care, guys, and I'll see you soon. And I love you all. Bye for now. Bye-bye.